All right, maybe some of you remember the discriminant from last year, but if not, you've already done this before, so don't think this is something crazy. All the discriminant is the b squared minus 4ac. When you say, hey, I've seen this before, you're correct. You've seen this underneath the square root in the quadratic formula. If we look at the quadratic formula, there it is. And it's located right underneath the square root. So all the discriminant tells us is what type of solutions we're going to have. So if the discriminant's positive, think about it. You're taking the square root of a positive number. That means you're going to have two real solutions. And if you think about two real solutions, then that means our graph crosses the x-axis 2 times. If our discriminant is negative, then that means that we have two imaginary solutions. That's why you have an I in your answer. Okay, and then that means, hey, your graph doesn't cross the x-axis at all. If you get a 0 for the discriminant, that means you're taking the square root of a number and you're taking the square root of 0, so that's just 0. So you're left with negative b over 2a. Okay, because if I show you this, negative b plus or minus square root of 0 over 2a, well, the square root of 0 is just 0. So that whole piece right there cancels, and you're left with that. So that means you have one real solution, and this is the case that our solution touches the x-axis one time. So you know the discriminant. These are all the situations in which you get it. If it's a positive number, you have two real solutions. If it's negative, then you have two imaginary solutions. If the discriminant is 0, then you have one real solution. These are the graphs associated with each one of these. Just to kind of drive this point home a little bit more, I'll give you an example problem. 3x squared minus 4x plus 1 equals 0. Well, just to find the discriminant, we're going to do b squared minus 4ac. So that is negative 4 squared minus 4 times 3 times 1. Okay? So that's 16 minus 12, which is 4. So that's a positive, so that means, hey, we have two real solutions, and it's going to cross the x-axis 2 times. All right? So that's discriminant. You should be able to do the rest of the problems that are on your test review now.